Hey everyone, it's Bryan Caplan here with the Bigger, Better Biz community, where I equip you with the tools and know-how to grow that bigger, better small business. I'm joined today by my friend Kim, all the way in Fredericksburg, Texas. Is that right?
Yes.
Wonderful. And Kim owns McHarp. Now, Kim, can you tell us a little bit about McHarp Crosses with Meaning?
Sure. My husband and I acquired the business in 2014. It had been in business for about 15 years before that. It was time for a life change. I've been in nonprofit management and we wanted to do something different. And so we've had it for almost 8 years now, and it's an amazing small business. We make handmade crosses, all custom pieces, hand designed, mainly Celtic crosses, but we're growing into different heritage pieces as well. We also have the San Antonio Missions line, and growing into a new market of additional building pieces,
Wow.
mainly historic heritage pieces. And we're just in that, we're ready to grow. And
You're at that point.
So
let's
yes.
go. Let's go to the moon.
Let's go to the moon. Let's ramp this up.
So you said it was time for a change, and I understand. I actually ran a nonprofit with my wife when she was pregnant. She's from these islands off the west coast of Africa, the Cape Verde Islands. There was this volcanic eruption, and we started this nonprofit. It started as a fundraiser, turned into a 501c3. So I can only imagine. How many years were you in nonprofit world?
I was a nonprofit for about 20 years.
First off, you're an angel. But
yeah, my heart's still there. And one of the things that we'd like to shift with our business is to add a nonprofit piece. We do donate a portion of the proceeds to different mission organizations. We're looking for partnerships with churches and other nonprofits that would want to utilize our custom services and make their own piece to promote their nonprofit as well.
That's a great way to do it. Letting them kind of convey the brand in their own way, and then you get to sell, and that way it's a win. It's a win-win for everyone. I love that. So, okay, now McHarp has been around. You've been doing it for 8 years. Why did you get into the cross business? What led you here?
I've always had that creative bent, and this would allow going from nonprofit management to something more creative and fun. We also had a son at that time. He was a later in life baby, and he's 8 years old now, and just an amazing blessing. So I wanted to shift from working 60 to 80 hours a week for somebody else to working 60 to 80 hours a week for me.
I love that.
And they're beautiful pieces. The family that had the business before us, the mother passed away, the daughter didn't want to continue. And she was looking to do something different. And she wasn't sure if she was going to sell the business or just close it up. We saw them, fell in love with the crosses, and just wanted to be able to continue it on.
Well, I think that's a great story. And you're working with your husband too. So
yes,
family
business.
How does that go? Does that work pretty well? You guys worked well?
We do. I do 90% of the business right now. He's got some other interests that he's involved in. Okay. Both our 19-year-old daughters, she's helped with marketing for the past several years, as well as making the crosses. And our 8-year-old son, we've got pictures on the website. He's out there with me, hand making crosses, doing some of the staining process as well. So yes.
I love that.
It's family business.
I gotta say, I'm actually literally getting tingles because I'm thinking my son is 4, my daughter's 6, and they're now getting interested in like, what does daddy do? So literally the other day they came down in my Grew with Google shirts. They're like, I'm daddy, look at me. I'm like, oh, thank you. But they're getting interested. Yeah. So I want to get them involved too and have them designing stuff. And I actually have a daughter. She usually comes down and I say, okay, your job as secretary today, you have to write numbers 1 through 50. And then I'm going to give you $1. So I'm glad that you're getting your son involved and it's a whole family affair. That's wonderful. So it
is. And building that entrepreneurship piece early on, that's been one of our desires is
the skill that you got to create that bug. Yeah. Got to create that bug in them because we're the backbone of America, right? 70% of business.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So let's jump in. I'm going to share my screen and you should be seeing Google right now. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So the first thing is obviously I typed in McHarp crosses, right? And it's going to show you, because you've done a really good job with branding, McHarp crosses. You do have some competition there, but this, what we're seeing right here, is the Google search engine results page. And as you had said right before we press record, a lot of people are finding you through Google search, right? So
yes,
let's look at, if I did instead, just to play around McHarp, we've got you at the top. Now, Island Ireland is not you, correct? That's a competitor?
correct.
Okay.
No, well, they're a reseller.
They're a reseller.
I retail to about 200 stores so far. And that's one of the areas that we're trying to grow as well.
So there you go. So it actually helps because the McHarp brand is getting out, which is wonderful. That means you built brand equity. So for those watching, that means if someone types in McHarp, either you're going to show up or one of your retailers is going to show up. Either way, that's going to generate revenue. Of course, if they go directly to you, it's more revenue, right? But at the same time, that is great. So you've already, what this tells me is that you're really dominating search when it comes to a branded search for McHarp. And we'll talk a little bit about, I know that you wanted to look at the website too, but really let's jump down and look at your Google My Business. So the full business name, whenever you're in an artisan stall or at a market or whatever, your McHarp crosses with meaning, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. And then so the Google category that you basically can use, because you can't use your own, is gift shop, which is fine. Services, in-store shopping, curbside pickup, delivery. So you actually have a shop too?
We do. It's a small storefront within our shipping room.
Gotcha. Okay. And there's your address, open soon. And then you started adding products. I'm going to jump back to products because it's super important, but I want to just jump down. We've got some different categories of products. Awesome. Here's one for you. So the first thing that I'll show you, and let me kind of give you a forest for the trees look. Google My Business, the way it works. On the left-hand side, this is regular Google search traffic, right? You're showing up because people are using the McHarp name. These are all different resources and or websites that are showing up. That's Google organic search. That's like the #1 search engine in the world, right? So then Google within Google search has Google local search, which is what we want to talk about today. It's a different animal. And so Google local search looks at a few things. One, it looks at your Google My Business profile, right? It's also looking at your website, how many different places or sites are linking to your website. So there's a lot of different things that go into it, okay? One thing that Google is really looking at when we're looking at local search is certain things that you're doing with your business profile. So for instance, when we get to this section, questions and answers, each of these different things that I'm going to show you have kind of like a different point value. I don't know the point value. No one knows the point value. There's tons of research out there, and there are, firms that will look at, okay, we looked at 2,000 business profiles. We did this, and then we saw a little bit of an uptick, but Google can change that at any time. What I'm going to show you on this are best practices that you can do just to up the points and give yourself a better chance of showing up. So questions and answers is one that a lot of business owners don't know about. If you were to go into your Google business dashboard, so if you went to google.com/business, you would not see a section for questions and answers. Why? I don't know. It's really meant for people that are finding your business profile through search. But right here, if I clicked on ask a question, I can ask any question. So I could say, do you offer custom cross designs? And I'll ask that question, okay? Awesome. So I'm going to post that in. I could ask another. I could ask as many as I want. Let me refresh and I'll show you. Notice right here, now it says see all questions 1. If I click on it, you offer custom cross designs. Now here's something. I can ask the questions, or you can be logged in on your Google account and ask the questions. It doesn't matter who asks the questions. It's just a matter of the question being there. And then as the business owner, you can jump in and you can answer these questions. So right here, what I'm showing you, you probably get some frequently asked questions, right? Probably the same questions over and over again. I want you to write down your list of 5 to 10 questions that you get. I want you to jump to your Google My Business profile on this screen and ask those questions and then answer them.
Okay.
Okay. When you ask the question, you can be as specific as you want or as general as you want. When you answer the question, I want you to really be thinking about some keywords or things that you're trying to place for. Yes, we do custom cross designs. We actually work with a number of nonprofit organizations to create custom designs for them so that they can go out and raise money for their charity, right? So now if people are finding you, you just created an upsell opportunity for a nonprofit that's looking around for ways to find revenue. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It does.
So I want you to do 5 to 10 of those. Now, as we scroll down, we've got some votes on Facebook. So Google Business Profile will go around the web and see if you have different votes. Right now, it's just finding the Facebook votes, which is okay. We don't have any reviews on the business profile. So when we're talking about points, questions, a few points, right? Reviews, a whole chunk of points. So we want to be collecting reviews. Here's the way reviews work. I want you to think about if you've ever watched like a medical show, like ER or House or any of those. When the nurse puts the IV in, right, and it's starting to drip, I want you to think about that. Now, if the nurse squeezed the bag, it would be rejected by the arm, right? Too much saline, it would go everywhere. So it needs to be a drip. I want you to think about that when you're collecting reviews. To start, you're going to maybe go around to, your to local customers or some of your loyal customers, even nonprofits that you've worked with, and ask them to leave you a review. I want you to try to get 5 reviews to start. Okay. Once you get those 5 reviews every month, you should be trying to get, since you're selling retail and you're selling through all these different channels, you're probably getting a lot of sales. I want you to try to be getting 3 to 5 reviews per month. If you can split them out, so maybe you get like 2 at the beginning of the month, 3 at the end of the month. The reason why we're doing that IV drip is because we're signaling to Google that you're continuing to provide your products, that you're continuing to get new customers. So it's almost like you're saying, hey, I'm here. Okay, review. Hey, I'm here. Hey, review. And Google's giving you points for those different reviews. Make sense? Okay. And you probably have 5 people you could go to right away and get those reviews, right?
Yes.
Okay. So start there. Since you're retail and you're selling volume, right? You're selling plenty of product. Your goal, you should by the end of the year be at 50 reviews or more. And then we want to continue growing. The more reviews you have, it's going to help not only your Google business profile to show up, but since your Google business profile is tied to McHarp.com, it's going to also add some credence or some credibility to your website as well. Okay. So there's number 2. Let's see. So we've got the description right here. For over 20 years, McHarp has had one goal in mind: producing a product that honors heritage and reinforces the love of beauty, balance, and harmony. Love that. We create replications of ancient crosses, historic and memorial crosses, or original designs. We want to exemplify faith and celebrate Christianity through our pieces. Our family is dedicated to crafting heartfelt pieces. Good. Here's one thing I want you to do. So the description, right? Someone's looking for a heritage cross or a certain type of thing, St. Patrick, like I just saw, whatever it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, if someone's coming on, they're searching, they're like, oh, okay, I see some products. I see now they have reviews. Wow, they're awesome. Okay. Now I want you to think about, the description is good, but how can we speak to them? So the description, this description in Google Business Profile isn't for SEO. Otherwise, people would just be stuffing it with keywords. It's more so to the person that's looking. So it's like, are you looking for an ornate cross or something to represent so on, right? So you want to be thinking a little bit more about how can we connect with them and use the word you or your, because that speaks to them. So we want to do that. And you have 750 characters total for a description. Try to use it as much as you can. You can also in here say, we're proud to work with many nonprofit charities around the country in order to provide them with custom crosses to help, so on and so forth. Okay. So a little bit of TLC there. I think you might actually get some benefit from it. So the last thing that I'm going to look at before we jump back up to products, updates, or as you know them, posts in Google My Business. Okay. So I click on here, I see your previous posts. So you're selling some other things, right? Skincare, soaps, things like that, which is wonderful. You're diversifying your product lines. And the last one was January 4th, 2021, and then May 29th. No worries. I'm going to give you a reason why you want to be doing these. So
okay. Now this is within Google, right?
This is in Google, not on social media, not on Facebook or anything. Google Business Profile has its own post section. Okay, so this is something where your daughters might be able to do this and you get them on a schedule. What you want to do is be posting at least once a week. When we're talking about signals or the amount of points, right? When we put up a post, that means that we've gone into Google My Business, whether it's the app or the website. We're going in and we're creating dynamic new content. We are telling Google, we're still in business. We're here, baby. We want to sell this product. Okay. Since you have so many products on your website and people can buy through McHarp.com, it behooves you to at least be posting once a month, if not more. So for instance, go ahead. Do you have a question?
Yep.
So for instance, this soap, maybe you have it as a product. This skincare line, maybe you have it as a product on your website. There's a missed opportunity here. When we create a post, you can add, I believe it's up to 1,000 words. Not that you have to write a 1,000-word article, but you could probably add 2 to 3 sentences that have some keywords. Hey, these are handmade soaps out of soy or whatever they are. Okay. So are you looking for a fun artisan soap, yada, yada, yada. So you're adding in a few keywords here, but the big thing is you upload a photo or a video, you have 2 to 3 sentences, and you can add a link to buy directly from your site. So on these, I could actually see, and I'll show you another. Let's look at, I'm going to show you mine, not to be self-serving, but I know that I already have it because we just created these a few weeks ago. Notice how I have products right here. So this is the same thing as you. Mine are websites, okay? But if I click on this one, notice how it has, oh, I'm sorry. No. Hold on. Let me go down. Posts. My bad. So with posts, if I even look at mine, we have a photo, we have the text, we write a little bit more, but then we have a learn more button. If I click there, it will go to some website. In this case, it's my Go page where it starts talking. So each post can link somewhere. So every time, photo or video, your video can be 30 to 60 seconds long, 2 to 3 sentences, and then you can link somewhere. Make sense?
It does.
Awesome. And you want it, again, once a week, if not more. The cool thing about Google My Business, when you put up a post, after 6 days, it will nudge you. It will send you an email saying, hey, your post is about to be archived or hidden so that people have to click here. You're definitely going to want to put up a new post. So at least it keeps you honest for, the week. But because you have so many different products and SKUs and you're trying to diversify your different product lines, you want to be posting, if you can, twice a week. So that's where really cool thing that you could do, just use Google Calendar and assign it to your daughters and say, hey, on Monday, I want you to post up a link. And on Wednesday or Thursday, I want you to post up a link. That way we're adding new content. We're signaling to Google that we continue to offer product.
Can it be the same content that gets posted to Facebook, Instagram, or Pinterest? Does it matter?
Of course. Save yourself time. Okay. Definitely. And especially if your daughters are working on a cool image, like they're using something and they're putting it out on social media, just upload it to Google My Business as well. Okay. Yep. Definitely. Great question. Okay. So let's now jump up to products. I'm going to click on view all. So you've been doing great. You've added up a whole bunch of products, which is awesome. Let's click on view more. We see here, let's click on just kitchen. Okay. So with your products, you have the ability to create a product title. You can write a description and you can link and add a price. In this case, we've got the product title, kitchen, but what is kitchen? Is it a kitchen ornament? Is it, so we want to be specific. What is this specifically? What's the product name?
That's one of our mushroom plaques.
Mushroom plaque. So kitchen mushroom plaque. Do the full title. And then a couple sentences again. Are you looking for something to decorate your kitchen or add a little oomph? Here's a kitchen mushroom plaque. And then you have the price, which is good, the price range. And then if I click on this, it should bring me right to your page. So we've got to check them. It might have moved. You could have switched the product category or something. That's not a problem. Oop, let's go back. So check all of these, because right there, we could miss someone. Let's click again. Top 50 crosses. Okay, again, what kinds of crosses? Celtic crosses, all that kind of stuff. Let's put the keywords in there, what people are looking for. Here's why. These actually do get indexed by Google. So if someone is looking for Celtic cross, now we just created a product, and this helps us get what we call a discovery search. So if someone's typing in Celtic cross, we have a chance of showing up for our Google business profile. And I'm just going to test it. Okay. Check all of them. I won't do it again. Check all of them. Now with your products too, let's see, view more.
Yeah, it's pulling over my collections, and so I'm not sure.
That's okay.
It's been a while since we've played in Google My Business.
Yep. Check it again. You also have these other categories. So McHarp, crosses with meaning, Heart of Eden is your other line. So you've got the soaps, decorative soap, which is good. Same thing, right? And what would behoove you really is with these different products, like you have McHarp crosses with meaning, I would like to see different categories. So if you can break your crosses into subcategories, it just makes more sense. It organizes it better. This is time staking. And for anyone watching, this is like, of course, if we all had 50 hours in the day, this would be easy, but this is, it's going to be worth your time. And even if you get your daughters on it, definitely worth your time. So where we have like ornaments here, we want to split those up into ornaments, right? Or plaques. So we want to do those different things. But the more products you put out, basically, have you seen the movie Forrest Gump? Right? So I want you to think about when he's on the shrimp boat. And imagine he's using a little butterfly net at first. You're bigger than a butterfly net. Most people might have 1 or 2 products on their business profile. You've got more, but you want to get that wide net so that you become that shrimp millionaire like Forrest. Same kind of thing. We want to put as many products as we can, because then we're actually going to be able to grab all those sales, all those shrimp. So the last thing I'm going to look at is photos. So I can click and see a whole bunch of your photos. Now, these are from last year, May of last year, and you're showing me some stuff in your retail shop, right? Okay. What I would love, you've got some, I love how you have the rustic background and everything. You've got the tables and all that. So when we're talking about signals or points, adding photos and continuously adding photos, big points. It's another, we're looking at the top 3. We're looking at reviews, posts, photos. Those are going to be your top 3. And then products are coming in. Okay. So I would love to be seeing, 5 to 10 photos or videos being added every month. The more photos you add up, the more consideration points you're giving someone. If they come across your profile, they can click, and we're all trained now. Click, click, click. Let's see every single thing, especially with social media like Instagram and Facebook. We're just clicking and going through photos all the time, or Pinterest. So I would love to see these broken up. And with these, you can actually use a tool, like maybe your daughters can use a tool like Canva. Have you heard of Canva?
Yes.
So what I would love to see is, are these all part of the same collection because they're made with similar materials?
Yes, they're all similar materials. They're different countries. You've got, so actually, those are all the German ones.
The German ones. Okay. So I want to see in Canva, German crosses. And then I want to see your logo on here, McHarp.
Okay.
McHarp.com. Get them at McHarp.com. You can use that image. It takes the time. You can even create a template in Canva where you're just propping in a picture, whatever it is, find them at McHarp.com, put it on social, and put it up here. And then you can break them down. So now take a picture of each one. I mean, you have so much to go with. You have so many different photos that you can take. The more, the better. Also with your skincare line or with your soaps, the same thing. Now, the other thing you can do to start, because it's a family-owned business, and because you're obviously like you're passionate about this, I want to start seeing some videos.
Oh.
I know.
That is my, yeah.
You don't have to be in front of the camera.
Okay.
You don't have to be in front of the camera.
Right.
You can just be holding the cross, literally just holding it.
Okay.
And talking about it. Move it around so that you're not just static, like I'm just sitting here holding a phone. Move it around so that people are seeing it, turn it, twist it so that they can get the full view. And then I just want you to describe it. This cross is inspired by blah, blah, blah. You know, you can, let's tell a little story about it. You can get it at McHarp.com. Simple. You can do that all day, every day. You don't have to be on camera. If you get brave, and it does make more of an impression and an impact if you're in front of the camera. Okay. But just start kind of figuring it out and feeling good about it. Your videos for this section and for your post, 30 seconds to 60 seconds max. Try to do it for 30 seconds. People are going to click, watch a quick video, go to the next one. So you're not going to want to take tons of time anyways. Okay. So, and those videos too, again, you can use them on social media. You can even start putting them up on YouTube and talking about, I mean, there's a whole nother rabbit hole that we can jump down, but YouTube is the #2 search engine behind Google. That is a great way to start driving traffic into your site.
I've created the channel. I just have not added to it yet. So
no problem. I think
I'm going to get there.
I'm giving you a lot, and that's why I'm recording this. I'll tell you this. So the main things that you can do where you can reduce, reuse, recycle, figure out your top 5 to 10 frequently asked questions and answer them. Answer them in text form. And if you can, answer them in video form, because you can post those up. Hey, we get these questions all the time. This is where I'm going to jump to your website really quick. There's one of the pages that will help you is an FAQ, or frequently asked questions page. Okay. So those 5 to 10 questions are going to be your best friend, because they give you written content for that page and they're proactively answering the questions that people might have. Also, if you can pop a video in, then now people are getting to meet you, see the crosses behind you, see that you're passionate about what you're doing. And they're like, you know what? I really like Kim. I want to buy a cross from her. Right. So one of your questions is like what we started. Why did you start this business, or why did you take it over? What does it mean to you? Right. I'd love to know more about you, because then I feel like I'm supporting a small business and I'm helping grow your story. I'm a part of it. I'm a character in it. So 5 to 10 questions, add an FAQ page on your website. Then you're going to take those frequently asked questions, add them here in your questions and answers. All you do is click on ask a question, type it in, and then answer it. Then what you can do is you're going to obviously just fix up the products, test each one, make sure it's going to the right pages. You want to do that right away so that we're not losing any business. Your description, we want to see if we can incorporate the word you or your, second person, to connect and establish connection with them. Reviews, get 5 reviews to start and be getting 3 to 5 reviews each month from now on. Shoot for at least 50 by the end of the year. And with your updates, you and your daughters work together. Make sure you're putting up updates, and those are going to be at least once a week. Include a photo, video, 2 to 3 sentences, a link to your product page. And finally, with your photos, be putting up photos as well. We want to be doing 5 to 10 a month if we can. I would even say you could do what we call a data dump. You could put in 10 new ones right away of your product. Tons from Facebook, just, upload them into here, and then consider using something like Canva to create a template so that we can say what this is and where to get it. How's that?
Awesome. That's great.
Are you overloaded yet?
No, not yet.
Good.
I have my marching orders.
You got your marching orders. The last thing I'll do is we'll just look really quick at your website, because I told you we would. And first off, you've got this nice sliding header. So these are the stores where you're selling, right?
Yes.
Small. I love that. We've got some of your different products here. Okay, so we've got 3. So do you sell Christmas ornaments throughout the year?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it sometimes.
Sometimes.
I just sold 20 ornaments for a ministry to use as a gift, for a church to use as a gift.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I can remove that for sure.
I would just change it up because you're using 3. Listen, you could have 4 or 5 on this slider if you wanted to, but I would look at what's your hot item or what's your most profitable item and be pushing those up here. Okay. The other thing is, if you can, right now I'm clicking and it doesn't bring me anywhere.
Okay.
See how you can make these clickable. So if you're going to tell me shop small, shop local, I want to click on that and be brought to the store locator. People, I can promise you, people are coming on here, especially you probably, I mean, I'm sure your demographic is a wide age range, but I'm guessing it's more of an esteemed population, a little bit older, maybe. And so they're coming in and they're clicking and they're like, why can't I do this? And then they might get frustrated and they're out. So we want to make, and then here, so I love that you have the crosses from around the world. Are you looking at all at Google Analytics? Do you have Google Analytics installed?
I've got some cleanup to do on that because it was the analytics were linked to McHarp crosses.com versus McHarp.com.
Okay.
So
that's no problem. What I would do is, in that case, set up a new property for McHarp, and you just start collecting the data starting whenever you do it. I would do that sooner than later. And here's why, because one thing that you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to see when people come in, what are they clicking on? We can actually visualize, if you're getting the traffic coming in, are they clicking on these different links to go to England or France or whatever? Are they, are they scrolling down more? Are they looking at the store locator? Are they looking at these cats and so on? If we can figure that out, and we know also what the hot products are, we want to change it up so that we're showing those hot products right away, getting people to click, get engaged, and buy. So Google Analytics can really help with that. There's something called the behavior flow report. And once you install Google Analytics, you're able to visualize. Someone comes to the homepage, okay, they go to France. And then from France, they go to, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. And then they go here and they scroll down and they buy with Google Pay or add to cart. Wonderful. Now I can visualize that and figure out, where are people going? How can I promote it more? Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Do you have, so we were talking too about email, about using email. Do you have, what are you using for email marketing right now?
I've been using MailChimp.
You're using MailChimp. So you don't have, I'm not seeing anywhere to sign.
I don't have a good, there used to be a pop-up on it, on the website for, it didn't pop up on you. So I don't know.
Okay. Let me see. You know what? It might be because I've already been here. I'm going to open up a new screen and see if it does pop up, and then I can share. Yeah, there we go. Here, let me new share. There we go. This, join the newsletter, right? And another one, sign up for our newsletter.
I can't get that. I can't get on the Shopify site that ConvertKit to go away. I've tried. So I've got to call into my web person.
Call your web person. It's a piece of code. What they did is they installed it in basically the header text of your website, and they just need to remove the ConvertKit code so that it shows the other one.
Okay.
There we go. Are you seeing the pop-up?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the one through Shopify, I'm guessing? The sign up?
And they're actually both set up in Shopify.
Okay. So sign up for our newsletter. First name, last name, email address. When I'll ask you a very serious question. When you go on websites, what compels you to sign up for their newsletter? Like, what is there something that really gets you to say, okay, I want to join that newsletter, or I want to get emails from them? No. because you're a marketer.
Yeah, I'm more looking.
I don't want to give my email away because I'm going to. So
got too many. Yeah.
So here from experience, I'll tell you this. Instead of sign up for our newsletter, get inspiration in your inbox, you know, get exclusive access to our latest products. I'm guessing you have some return customers, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So the idea of getting exclusive access to our latest products is a big one. Before anybody else, you're going to get access. For new people coming on, if you're getting a lot of traffic, maybe it's save X% on your first order or on your next order by joining our mailing list. The more incentive you give them, the more you're going to see people convert and join your mailing list. But you've got to give them something. Signing up for our newsletter, just like you, there's a lot of people. I've joined newsletters. I don't care. So what kind of value can you give them? And even perceived value. Hey, be entered into a drawing to win our goat milk soap or whatever it is, or a brand new product. So you can even change it up where you're promoting one of your new products and getting it in front of them. So think about that. The other thing is you're asking for first name, last name, email address. I would take away last name. To start, I would just do first name and email address. The more fields you add in an email subscription form, the less you're going to get conversion.
Okay.
They're going to say, why do I need to give you my last name?
Great.
Yep. What you could do is maybe you could say first name, email address, birthday, and we'll send you a special coupon for your birthday. And then through MailChimp, you can set up what's called a date-based autoresponder. It's really cool. It's like, have you ever gotten those birthday emails where you're like, wow, they really care. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this restaurant or whatever, they know my birthday. Yeah. Okay. It's not someone sitting there like, wow, it's Kim's birthday. They pop you into a database and then MailChimp will say, hey, Kim's birthday is June 7th. We're sending an email with a coupon code. It's automated. Ron Popeil, set it, forget it. That's going to help induce sales as well.
Okay. That's great. Yes, very much.
Awesome. So I will stop the share. We went a little bit over, but I wanted to make sure I looked at your website. I mean, you've got a great thing going. I love the story, and I think the site is beautiful. I know you built on Shopify. We build a lot of Shopify sites. This looks really nice. It's nice and organized and clean. Just follow some of those steps. I'm going to send you the recording, but I think with those things,
awesome.
I'm pretty confident you're going to see some more sales and you're going to see more return sales as well. Get those people on your email list. That's the way you're really going to start selling and driving in that return.
That's great.
Yeah. Any other questions before we end the session?
No, you've given me a lot to do and a lot to think about.
Good. Wonderful. That's my job, right? So I want to thank you so much, Kim, for joining us. Everyone watching, this has been a Blueprint Strategy session on behalf of the Bigger, Better Biz community. I'd love to welcome you to apply for a session. You can go to bryancaplan.com/go. Go all the way to the bottom of the page and you can apply. Until next time, stay well, stay healthy, stay happy. Here's to your success.